All right, buckle up, everybody, because today we are diving deep into the world of animals that can kill you. And we're talking quickly.
Quickly is right.
No messing around with these creatures. We've got a list here.
Fascinating list.
It is fascinating. A list of 10 animals that can end a life in seconds or minutes.
Seconds or minutes?
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's going to take us all over the globe, from the ocean to the outback and everywhere in between.
Sounds like an adventure.
It is an adventure.
Yeah.
I know it might sound a little morbid, but trust me, this is all about understanding and appreciating these creatures.
Yes.
And from a safe distance.
Absolutely. Safety first. It really is remarkable how evolution has shaped these animals. I mean, they are just such efficient hunters,
They really are.
each with their own unique strategy for survival.
Yeah, you ready to get into it?
Absolutely. Let's dive in.
Okay, let's start where I think a lot of people's nightmares begin.
Oh, boy.
The ocean.
Okay.
We are going to kick things off with the box jellyfish,
Ooh, box jellyfish.
a creature that is as beautiful as it is deadly.
They are beautiful, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
The box jellyfish, Chironix fleckeri, is often called the most venomous creature on Earth. And that's not an exaggeration, no hyperbole here.
Yeah.
This venom, it's a complex cocktail of toxins that attack the heart, the nervous system, and skin cells, all at the same time. And one of the things that really fascinates me is how quickly this venom works.
Yeah, it's scary how fast it is. I mean, death can happen in minutes.
No, that it's...
But what is it about this venom that makes it so potent? I mean, is it just like a super concentrated dose, or is there something else going on?
Well, it's not just the concentration. It's really the specific components of the venom and how they interact with the body. One of the key toxins is something called a porin.
Okay.
And basically, it punches holes in cells, causing them to leak and malfunction, leading to rapid tissue damage and organ failure.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, you have the neurotoxins. And those interfere with nerve signals, causing paralysis,
Yeah.
disrupting vital functions like breathing and your heartbeat.
Oh.
So it's really this multi-pronged attack that makes the box jellyfish venom so deadly.
It's a lot. And to think something that looks so delicate
Right.
can pack such a punch. Okay, so let's say I'm planning a trip to, I don't know, Australia,
Right, where they're commonly found.
where they're found. What precautions can we take?
Well, first and foremost, be aware of the risks. Pay attention to local warnings. Avoid swimming in areas known to have box jellyfish during their active season.
Okay.
And if you do choose to swim in those areas, protective clothing like a stinger suit is absolutely essential.
A singer suit, all right. So informed and take precautions. Okay, let's move on to another underwater dweller that, while not as venomous, is equally dangerous in its own right. The stonefish.
Stonefish.
This one is all about stealth and surprise.
Absolutely. The stonefish is a master of camouflage. Blending in seamlessly with the rocky seabed, you could be swimming right past one and never even know it.
And I imagine stepping on one would be unpleasant.
Oh, to say the least. The stonefish has a series of venomous spines along its back, and those spines are designed to deliver a potent dose of toxins upon contact. It's primarily a defensive mechanism, but incredibly effective.
So what happens if, let's say, I'm swimming and I accidentally step on a stonefish?
Oh, no!
What kind of venom are we talking about here?
So the venom is a complex mixture of toxins.
Of course it is.
Some of them cause excruciating pain, others affect the cardiovascular system, and some can even cause tissue necrosis.
Tissue necrosis.
It's basically the death of cells at the site of the sting. It's a potent cocktail, and the pain is said to be unbearable, often leading to shock and potentially even death.
That's intense.
It is.
It's amazing how something that looks so unassuming can be so dangerous.
Nature is full of surprises.
It really is. And the stonefish is a perfect example. All right, so we've talked about the lightning-fast venom of the box jellyfish, the camouflaged threat of the stonefish. Now let's talk about a creature that uses a weapon straight out of a science fiction movie to deliver its deadly payload.
Ooh, this is a good one.
The cone snail.
The cone snail.
So fascinating.
It's a fascinating example of how evolution can lead to some really bizarre and ingenious adaptations. So imagine this. You're a snail,
Okay.
a seemingly slow, defenseless creature. How do you hunt fast-moving prey in this vast ocean?
I'm listening.
Well, some species of cone snails have evolved this incredible harpoon-like tooth that they can launch with surprising speed and accuracy.
Yeah.
And this harpoon is connected to a venom gland that delivers a cocktail of toxins that quickly paralyze the prey. It's a remarkable example of how even seemingly simple creatures can develop such complex hunting strategies.
Wait, hold on. A harpoon?
A harpoon.
That's incredible. But how does a snail launch something like that with any kind of force? I mean, it's not exactly known for, its muscular physique.
Right, it's all about hydraulic pressure.
Yeah.
So the snail builds up pressure within its body, and when it senses prey, it releases that pressure, propelling the harpoon outward with incredible speed.
Yeah.
So think of it like squeezing a water balloon,
Okay, yeah.
only much more sophisticated.
So cool and terrifying. So you mentioned the venom cocktail. What makes it so dangerous?
It's incredibly complex, containing hundreds of different toxins that target various systems in the body. So you've got some toxins that attack the nervous system, causing paralysis, while others disrupt muscle function and blood clotting.
Wow.
It's this combination of effects that makes the cone snail venom so deadly. In fact, some species are known to have venom potent enough to kill a human.
No kidding. A snail.
A snail.
That is amazing how these seemingly simple creatures have evolved such sophisticated methods of hunting and defense. Makes you wonder what else is out there lurking in the depths.
Oh, I know. That's what's so fascinating about the natural world, isn't it? There's always something new to discover, some incredible adaptation that just challenges our understanding of what's possible.
So we've seen how the ocean is full of these stealthy assassins.
Yes.
Relying on surprise and potent venom. But what about the dangers that lurk on land? Are you ready to venture into the world of venomous snakes?
I think so.
And other land-based predators?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's head inland and explore the creatures that make the land a little less hospitable for us humans. And I think you'll find the adaptations just as fascinating, if not more so, than our ocean-dwelling friends.
Okay, so we made it out of the ocean alive.
For now.
For now.
Yeah.
But the danger is far from over, because now we're heading inland.
Oh, yeah.
To a place where danger often takes a more, shall we say, in-your-face approach.
Absolutely. We're talking about land-based predators now.
Yes.
And when it comes to venomous land creatures, snakes often top the list.
Yeah, no kidding. And speaking of snakes, I think we have a prime example right here on our list. The inland taipan.
The inland taipan.
A snake that holds the title for the most toxic venom of any snake on the planet. That's a pretty intimidating reputation.
It is. The inland taipan, native to Australia, is definitely a creature that demands respect. Its venom is incredibly potent, containing a complex mix of neurotoxins, hemotoxins, and myotoxins.
Okay, hold on. That's a lot of toxins. Can you break those down for me? What do all those different types of toxins actually do?
Sure. Neurotoxins, as the name suggests, attack the nervous system. They disrupt communication between nerves and muscles, which can lead to paralysis, respiratory failure, and ultimately death. Hemotoxins target the blood. They interfere with clotting, cause internal bleeding.
Yeah.
And then you have myotoxins, which attack muscle tissue, leading to severe pain, muscle damage, and potentially even kidney failure.
Wow, that's a lot to process. So basically this venom is hitting the body from all angles.
Yeah, it's a multi-pronged attack that can overwhelm the body's systems very, very quickly.
It's no wonder it's considered so deadly. I also read that a single bite can contain enough venom to kill 100 adult humans.
It's true.
Is that true? And if so, how do scientists even measure something like that? It seems incredibly dangerous.
Well, it's a carefully controlled process.
Okay.
The amount of venom a snake injects can vary, but the inland taipan is known for delivering a large dose. And as for measuring the venom toxicity, researchers will extract venom from the snakes and then test it on lab animals, usually mice, to determine what's called the lethal dose. So it's a highly specialized field, and safety is, of course, paramount.
Yeah, I bet. Okay, so back to the inland taipan. We know it's incredibly venomous, but is it an aggressive snake? Are encounters with humans common?
Actually, no. The inland taipan is known to be quite shy and reclusive.
Oh, okay.
It prefers to avoid confrontation and will only strike if it feels threatened. So encounters with humans are relatively rare, partly because of its remote habitat and partly because it tends to avoid human activity.
Okay, that's somewhat reassuring. But I guess it's a good reminder that even the most deadly creatures aren't necessarily out looking for trouble.
Yeah.
They're just trying to survive.
Just trying to survive, like everyone else.
Like everyone else, exactly. All right, let's move on to another snake that has a bit of a fearsome reputation. The black mamba. I know this one is known for its speed and aggression. Is that accurate?
The black mamba is certainly a formidable snake. It's one of the fastest snakes in the world, capable of reaching speeds of up to 12 miles per hour. And while it's not inherently aggressive, it will defend itself if it feels threatened. And its venom, well, let's just say it's not something you want to mess with.
Yeah, I've heard stories. I know it's primarily a neurotoxin.
Yes.
What does that mean in terms of how it affects the body?
Neurotoxins, as we discussed earlier, they target the nervous system. In the case of the black mamba, the venom disrupts the transmission of signals between nerves and muscles, which leads to very rapid paralysis. This can affect the respiratory system, causing breathing difficulties and eventually respiratory failure. Without prompt treatment, death can occur within hours.
So, with the black mamba's speed and the rapid action of its venom, is there any chance of survival if you're bitten?
Survival is possible, but it depends on a number of factors. The amount of venom injected, the location of the bite, and how quickly antivenom is administered.
Okay.
Time is of the essence in these cases.
So get medical attention immediately. Are there any other precautions people can take to avoid encounters with black mambas?
Awareness is key. You want to be mindful of your surroundings, especially in areas where black mambas are known to occur. Avoid walking through tall grass or dense vegetation where snakes might be hiding. And if you do encounter a black mamba, give it a wide berth. Don't try to handle it or provoke it in any way. Remember, it's just trying to defend itself.
Good advice. All right, we've talked about two highly venomous snakes. Let's switch gears a bit and talk about a snake that, while not as well known, is responsible for the most snakebite deaths in Africa. The puff adder.
The puff adder.
The puff adder. It's a fascinating snake. Master of camouflage, blending in seamlessly with its surroundings. And it has this unique defense mechanism. When threatened, it puffs up its body and hisses loudly, attempting to intimidate potential predators.
Yeah, I can imagine that would be quite startling. But what makes the puff adder so deadly? Is it the venom or something else?
Primarily the venom.
Yeah.
The puff adder has these large venom glands and injects a significant amount of venom with each bite. The venom itself is what's called a cytotoxic venom, meaning it causes severe tissue damage at the site of the bite. This can lead to necrosis or cell death and potentially even amputation if not treated promptly.
Oh, wow. That sounds incredibly painful and debilitating. So why is the puff adder responsible for so many fatalities in Africa? Is it particularly aggressive? Not necessarily more aggressive than other snakes, but the high fatality rate is due to a combination of factors. Firstly, the puff adder is a widespread species found throughout much of sub-Saharan Africa. Secondly, its camouflage makes it difficult to spot, which leads to accidental encounters. And thirdly, access to medical care, including antivenom, can be limited in some areas.
That makes sense. It's a reminder that danger in the animal kingdom isn't always just about the potency of the venom or the size of the teeth. It's also about the context, the environment, and access to resources.
Absolutely. And it really highlights the importance of education and awareness. Understanding the risks and taking appropriate precautions can make all the difference.
All right, we have explored the world of venomous snakes. Now let's shift our focus to a different kind of danger, one that doesn't rely on venom but on sheer size and power. The saltwater crocodile?
Ah, the saltwater crocodile. Now, this is a creature that truly embodies the term apex predator.
Their mass.
Largest living reptile. And its bite force, strongest of any animal on Earth. We're talking about a creature that can crush bone with ease.
Yeah, those are some serious stats. I remember reading somewhere that their bite force is something like 3,700 pounds per square inch. Is that accurate?
That's about right.
Yeah.
And to put that into perspective, the average human bite force is around 150 pounds per square inch. So yeah, the saltwater crocodile is in a whole different league.
A whole different league, for sure. So how do these massive predators hunt? What's their strategy?
They're ambush predators. They'll often lie submerged in the water, waiting for unsuspecting prey to come close.
Oh, yeah.
And when they strike, it's lightning fast. They'll lunge out of the water, grab their prey with their powerful jaws, and drag it back down to drown it.
It's terrifyingly impressive. I've seen those nature documentaries where they just explode out of the water.
Oh, yeah.
But what happens if a human gets too close to a saltwater crocodile? I imagine the outcome isn't pretty.
Unfortunately, no. Encounters between humans and saltwater crocodiles can be fatal. They're territorial animals and will defend their territory aggressively. And with their size and strength, they can easily overpower a human.
So what's the best way to avoid becoming a saltwater crocodile's next meal?
Awareness and caution are key.
Okay.
Respect their territory, avoid swimming in areas where they're known to occur, and never approach them, even if they appear to be basking on the shore. Remember, they're wild animals, and their behavior can be unpredictable.
Good advice. Okay, we've talked about the power of the saltwater crocodile. Now let's turn our attention to two other iconic predators that embody strength, agility, and lethal efficiency: the lion and the tiger.
The lion and the tiger,
Yeah.
two of the most majestic and formidable creatures on Earth. They're both apex predators, but their hunting styles and social structures differ quite significantly.
Yeah, that's right. Lions, they're social animals, living and hunting in prides, while tigers are solitary creatures, preferring to roam and hunt alone. But how do their hunting techniques compare?
Lions rely on teamwork. They'll often work together to isolate and take down prey, using their strength and numbers to their advantage.
Okay.
Tigers, on the other hand, rely on stealth and ambush. They're incredibly powerful and agile, capable of taking down prey much larger than themselves.
And both have those razor-sharp claws and teeth that can inflict some serious damage. I mean, what happens when a lion or a tiger attacks its prey? How does it go down?
Both lions and tigers aim for the throat, using their powerful jaws to suffocate or break the neck of their prey.
Wow.
They can also inflict significant damage with their claws, causing massive blood loss and shock.
Right.
Death can come quickly, but it's not always instantaneous.
So while these are both incredibly efficient predators, there's still a struggle involved, a fight for survival on both sides.
Absolutely. Nature is rarely clean or simple. It's a constant struggle, a balance of power, and a reminder that even the most powerful creatures are vulnerable.
Okay, we've explored the world of some very powerful predators on land, but there are other, perhaps less glamorous, but equally dangerous creatures out there. Are you ready to explore the world of the small but deadly?
Always up for a challenge. What have you got in mind?
Well, let's talk about a creature that's tiny, but packs a punch that's out of proportion to its size. The golden poison dart frog.
Ah, the golden poison dart frog, a creature that's both beautiful and deadly. It's found in the rainforests of Colombia, and its bright yellow skin is a warning to potential predators.
Yeah, I've heard the bright colors are a sign of toxicity in a lot of animals.
Right.
But how poisonous is the golden poison dart frog? What makes it so dangerous?
It's one of the most poisonous animals on Earth. Its skin secretes this potent alkaloid toxin that can cause paralysis, cardiac arrest, and death within minutes.
Minutes? Wow.
Even a tiny amount can be lethal.
Wait, so just touching it could be fatal? How does that even work? Is it like venom, where it needs to be injected?
That's a great question, and it highlights an important distinction between venom and poison. Venom is actively injected, like through a bite or a sting, while poison is absorbed or ingested. So in the case of the golden poison dart frog, the toxin is absorbed through the skin.
Oh, interesting.
It's thought that indigenous tribes use this toxin to tip their blowgun darts, hence the name poison dart frog.
Wow, that's incredible. So this tiny frog has been a source of both fascination and fear for centuries.
Exactly. And it's a reminder that danger in the animal kingdom doesn't always come in a large package. Sometimes the smallest creatures pack the deadliest punch.
That's true. Okay, so we've gone from the massive saltwater crocodile to the tiny but deadly golden poison dart frog.
It's quite a range.
It is quite a range. What other surprises does the animal kingdom have in store for us?
Well, let's not forget about a creature that's often overlooked when we think about dangerous animals, but is responsible for a surprising number of human fatalities each year. The hippopotamus.
Really? Hippos, I always thought of them as kind of, docile, just munching on grass all day.
Right.
Are they really that dangerous?
Don't let their herbivorous diet fool you. Hippos are incredibly territorial and can be extremely aggressive, especially when they feel threatened. And they have these massive teeth and a powerful bite that can easily crush bone.
So those big teeth aren't just for show, huh?
No.
What triggers their aggression?
They're very protective of their young and their territory. Anything that they perceive as a threat can trigger a charge or an attack. And remember, they're incredibly strong and fast despite their size.
So it's not just their bite that's dangerous.
No, they can also trample their victims, causing serious injury or death. It's this combination of their size, their strength, and unpredictable behavior that makes them so dangerous.
Wow, that's a side of hippos I never really considered. It's a good reminder that even animals that seem harmless can be dangerous if we don't understand and respect their boundaries.
Absolutely. It's all about being aware of our surroundings and appreciating the power of these creatures.
Okay, I think we've covered a pretty good range of deadly animals today.
We have.
From the venomous to the powerful, from the stealthy to the aggressive. We've explored a fascinating and sometimes terrifying corner of the animal kingdom.
We have. And hopefully our listeners have come away with a newfound appreciation for the diversity and power of the natural world, as well as a healthy dose of respect for the creatures we share this planet with.
Exactly. But before we wrap up, I have one final question for you. We've talked about a lot of individual animals today, but what about those situations where it's not just one animal that's the threat, but a whole swarm?
Ooh, that's an interesting one. Swarms can definitely amplify the danger, turning even relatively harmless creatures into a formidable force.
So we've been talking about swarms, and it got me thinking about another animal we haven't talked about yet that's known for its swarming behavior. The Africanized honeybee.
Ah, yeah.
It's sometimes called the killer bee.
Dramatically, yeah.
Very dramatically. So I know they're often portrayed as, super aggressive and deadly, but how do they compare to regular honeybees? Is their venom actually more potent?
It's a common misconception, actually. The venom of an Africanized honeybee isn't actually any more potent than that of a regular honeybee.
Okay.
The difference lies in their behavior. Africanized bees are far more defensive of their hive and will respond to perceived threats with a much larger and more aggressive swarm.
So it's not that the individual sting is more dangerous, it's just you're probably going to get stung a lot more.
A lot more, exactly. And they're also known to pursue threats over longer distances.
Oh, great.
So escape is more difficult. So while a single sting might not be life-threatening for most people, a massive attack from a swarm can be incredibly dangerous, especially for those with allergies.
That makes sense. It's a reminder that sometimes it's not the individual strength of a creature that makes it dangerous. It's the social behavior and the ability to work as a group.
It's all about the teamwork.
Teamwork. Speaking of strength and numbers, are there any other swarming creatures that come to mind?
We've already mentioned piranhas and army ants.
Yeah.
But another one that deserves a mention is the locust.
Oh, right?
Locust swarms. Devastating.
Yeah, they are. And I've seen pictures.
Oh, the pictures.
It looks like the apocalypse.
It's pretty intense, yeah.
How do they pose a threat to humans, though? They don't directly attack us, do they?
Not directly, no.
Oh.
Locusts are herbivores, and when they swarm, their appetite is voracious.
I bet.
A single swarm can contain billions of individuals.
Wow.
And they can devour entire fields of crops in a matter of hours.
That's a problem.
It's a big problem. This can lead to widespread crop failure, famine, and economic devastation.
So it's a different kind of danger, but no less significant. It's a reminder that the animal kingdom can impact our lives in ways that we might not always expect.
Absolutely. And it highlights the interconnectedness of all living things. Disruptions in one part of the ecosystem can have ripple effects that impact human societies in some very profound ways.
Yeah, it's all connected. Well, I think we've covered a lot of ground today, from individual deadly animals to the power of swarms. We've learned about venom, brute force, camouflage, and even the devastating impact of a seemingly harmless insect like the locust. What a journey.
It has been fascinating, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Exploring the diverse ways that nature has shaped these creatures for survival, each with its own unique set of adaptations and strategies.
It really makes you appreciate the complexity and power of the natural world.
Yeah.
And how much we still have to learn.
It really does. And I think the most important takeaway from all of this is respect.
Yeah.
Respect for these creatures, their habitats, and their role in this delicate balance of our planet.
Well said. Because ultimately, knowledge is power, and understanding is the key to coexisting peacefully and sustainably with all living things.
Absolutely. So next time you encounter a creature in the wild, whether it's a majestic lion or a seemingly insignificant ant, take a moment to appreciate its unique place in the grand scheme of things. You might be surprised by what you discover.
That's a great thought to end on. Well, folks, that's all the time we have for today's deep dive into the world of deadly animals. We hope you enjoyed the journey.
And remember, stay curious, stay safe, and keep exploring.
Until next time.